Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Sigma Mobility class on Thursday. I am Coach Ray. Hope everybody's having a good day so far, or at least a good morning. So we're gonna kind of move a little bit slower here just to make sure everybody can join in. But for today, I do have two 6-foot sticks here and I have a 5-foot stick. So I am gonna be using the squat rack here as a wall for some of the drills we're gonna get into later. And I have the bench and a pad for some of the stretching. So for today, we're going to go through some full body articulations for the joint mobilization segment. But as we get into the strength training, we are going to do some floor core drills. And we're going to work on a little bit of hip hinging as well. And then for the cool down or the deep fascial stretching, we are going to get into some bow and arrow. I love finishing off with those, but also going to get into some hangs, some other stuff as well. So thank you guys for joining in, but we're about to start here. So what we're going to need first is we're going to need our 5-foot stick. So I have a shorter stick here. If you have a 6-foot, that's totally fine as well. Grab whatever you have. And so what I'm going to do here first is I'm actually going to work on some rotation from a split stance. And so I'm going to take my 5-foot stick and I'm going to place it in the crooks of my elbows here, okay? I'm going to start with my right foot forward, left foot back. And I want to get into this really nice split stance position here. So if I'm looking from the side, I'm in a pretty big split, okay? And so what I'm gonna do from here is I'm gonna have my right foot forward, left foot back. I wanna keep this left hip facing forward the entire time, okay? Now what I wanna do from here is I wanna maintain keeping my knee in line with my toes here, and I wanna squeeze my left glute, tucking my pelvis in. I'm gonna have my hands forward. What I'm first gonna start to do, I'm gonna start to rotate to my right or rotate towards my front leg here, and I'm only moving the spine, okay? Now I'm gonna rotate to my left, away from my front leg. I wanna keep this right knee in line with the toe so that positioning doesn't change. So now I'm gonna rotate to the right again. My head is following along with my torso here. Good. Rotate to the left. And if you're having any issues with pain, right, close that stance or reduce the amount of rotation. Now I'm gonna rotate to the right again. Make sure you breathe as you're doing this. Good, now rotate to the left. Keeping those elbows going forward. You're gonna come back to center, good. Now we're gonna switch sides. So now I'm gonna place my left foot forward, right foot is back, okay? On the ball of the foot on the right foot. Again, that right hip is facing forward here, okay? So hands under, squeeze that right glute, lock that hip into extension. I'm gonna start off by rotating to my left, and I'm driving my right arm forward. A little bit harder to enforce a little bit more rotation here. Now I'm gonna rotate to my right, keeping that right hip facing forward, left knee is stacked over the toes. Now I'm gonna rotate to my left. Good, make sure you breathe. Still keep that right glute flexed here. Now I'm gonna rotate to my right. Good. Rotate to my left again. Good. Hold. Now I'm going to rotate to my right. And good. Excellent. Back to neutral. Now we're going to come out of it. So now we're going to go with the horse stance, still keeping a stick behind the back and mid-back, crooks of the elbows here. We're going to go back into doing some rotations, but we're going to start to segment the hips and the pivoting of the feet as we go along here, okay? So from here, I want to drive my elbows forward, get into a really good horse stance here. I want you to squeeze the glutes, lock those hips forward, make sure we're not moving the hips. I'm going to rotate to my left, driving my left elbow forward, keeping the hips rotated forward. Hips should be squared. Now I'm going to rotate to my right. Remember the head is following here. Now I'm going to rotate to my left. Stay up tall. Rotate to my right. Driving that left arm forward. Rotate to my left again. Good. Rotate to my right. And excellent. Now I'm going to start to rotate my hips along with it now. So I'm gonna rotate to my left. Now I'm gonna rotate my hips along with it. So you should get further rotation. Elbows are still driving forward, mainly pushing with that right elbow. Now I'm gonna rotate to the right, rotate my hips along with it. So we're gonna get some internal rotation on that right hip here, okay? Now I'm gonna rotate to the left, same thing. Get internal rotation on that left hip. So we're working on quite a few different areas here. Rotate to the right. Breathe. Excellent. Now as I rotate to the left, I'm going to start to pivot my right foot. So as I'm rotating to my left, pivoting that right foot, getting more rotation, more of a challenge on that left hip here for internal rotation. Now I'm going to rotate back, drop that right heel down, pivot my left foot, getting as much rotation as I can, right, without pain. Now I'm going to come back, rotate to the left, pivot my right foot. Good, make sure you breathe. Now I'm going to come back to the right, pivot my left foot. Good, back to center, and come out of it. Good, excellent. And so now we're going to warm up the shoulders a bit. We're going to get into some kayaking, okay? So for this, we're going to go with the regular horse stance. Toes are facing forward, okay? Drop those hips down. Keep the pelvis stacked under the spine. If you have a longer stick, just grab the ends like so, or grab out as far as you can. If you have a shorter stick, fingertips at the ends. I'm going to start with my left arm up, okay? And I'm going to swim that left arm through while bringing that right scapula back up and over, bringing my right hand up over and following through. So you should be matching my speed here. You should not be going any faster, okay? Really try to feel that shoulder blade glide along the rib cage, trying to get as much range as you possibly can without any pain. If you're starting to have pain, reduce that range of motion here, okay? Make sure you breathe. Good, keep going. Let's go a few more here, then we're gonna reverse directions, okay? So I know for some people it's a little bit of a coordination thing, but we'll work through it slowly, okay? Good, now we're gonna reverse directions. So now I'm gonna go backwards. I'm pushing my left hand through, right hand comes up and over and down, okay? Remember, keep your speed the same as mine, okay? And so naturally, your shoulder is gonna be rotating as you go up and back, okay? So this allows for a little bit better movement in the scapula, okay? Good, reach, right? Trying to try to get as much range of motion as you can. Good, let's keep going. A few more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and excellent. Good. Okay, so now we're gonna do, I'm gonna put my 5-foot stick down, and I'm actually gonna grab one of my 6-footers here. So this drill is a little bit tricky, but I'm actually gonna show you from a side profile here. So we're gonna work on rotation while at the same time getting the hips a little bit. And so I'll start with my right foot forward here, left foot back, I'm in a split stance, okay? If it's more comfortable for you to maintain balance, you can drop that left heel down, but I would typically suggest to be on the ball and the toes of your left foot here. I'm gonna take the stick and I'm gonna place it outside of my right leg, snake it through, back to the outside of my left foot here, okay? Now, in terms of where the stick lines up, it's about mid-thigh. I want to kind of drop my hips a little bit and I want to try to maintain balance as best as I can. I'm going to take my left hand and place it across my body, grabbing the end of the stick here, okay? Now, what I'm going to do from this position, I'm keeping both hands on the stick, is I want to maintain tension by driving my right leg out and pulling the top part of the stick across towards my left side. So now I'm getting tension in this right hip a little bit here. Now what I'm going to do from here is I'm gonna let go of my the stick of my right hand, open up, and I'm gonna rotate back. Good, still keeping that tension of pulling the stick across my body. Now I'm gonna bring the right hand back. Good, still keep that tension of pulling across the body, about 20–30%. Open up, reach back with that right hand, try to get as much rotation as you can. Now you want to flex your left glute as well to keep that hip in extension. I'm going to bring that right hand back. Let's go 2 more rotations. Open up, reach back with that right. Good. Bring it back. One more time. Okay. Pull across that right hand. That right leg should be pushed against that stick, right? And bring it back. And ease off. Good. Now we're going to switch sides, okay? So, left foot is forward, right foot is back. The stick comes on the outside of the left leg and to the outside of the right foot, okay? Drop the hips down a little bit. Reach across with the right hand, grab the top of the stick. Push that left leg against the stick and pull across with that right hand, okay? Keep that right glute tight. Now we're gonna open up and rotate. Good. Balance-wise, it might be a little challenging, so if you need to, widen out your base a bit, okay? Bring that left hand back. Good. Open up and rotate. You're keeping tension on the stick the entire time, okay? Good. Bring that left hand back. 2 more. Keep pulling that stick across the body. Reach back with that left hand. Excellent. Come back. One last time. Reach that left hand back and across. Breathe. Come back forward. Good, ease off, and relax. Awesome, okay. And so from there, now we're gonna warm up the hips a little bit, since we are gonna get into a little bit of hip drills. So what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna take the stick, it's gonna be in my right hand, okay? I'm gonna have my feet together, toes are pointed forward, and what I wanna do from here is I wanna make sure the bottom of the stick is in line with my toes here. I'm gonna grab the stick at about shoulder height. And so what I'm going to do from here, the stick is roughly in line with my right shoulder in terms of width. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to drive the stick into the floor, create that tension, only about 20–30%, nothing too significant. I'm going to bring my right leg up, and I'm going to push my knee against the stick. Let's get a little bit of abduction going here, right? Hold. Keep this left leg straight, and relax. Bring that leg down, ease off tension. Good. We're gonna do that again. This time we're gonna add in a little bit of rotation, okay? Just trying to keep it a little light, just trying to warm everything up. So first, drive the stick down, shoulder blade down, create that tension, 20–30%. Bring that right leg up, push it against the stick. Now I'm gonna rotate my foot away from the stick, then I'm gonna bring it back. Let's go 2 more. Rotate, bring it back. Last one, rotate, and bring it back in, and ease off, and relax. Good, let's go and switch sides here. Okay. Arms straight, hands at about roughly shoulder height, shoulder down, drive a stick into the floor, create that tension, okay? Bring that left leg up, push it against the stick, hold. Again, remember, you're not creating a ton of tension here, only about 20–30%, just trying to get some of those tissues warmed up. Good, and relax, bring that leg down, ease off some of that tension. Good, okay? Now we're gonna go with the same thing. We're gonna do those rotations, those external rotations here. So create that tension, drive the stick down, okay? Good, stay everything tight. Bring that left leg up, push it against the stick. Now rotate the foot away, good. There's 1, bring it back in. 2, good, bring it back in. Last one, 3, bring it back in, and down. Excellent, good. Okay, so that concludes our warm-up. So now we're gonna get into the strength phase. So for these drills, it's gonna be a little tricky, but we're gonna work through progressions of core drills here, okay? And so what I wanna do is I'm actually gonna move this out a little bit. I'm gonna grab the shorter stick or whatever stick you have available to you, okay? And so I'm gonna go to the floor. I'm gonna be on my back here. Now, the first starting position is gonna be this position here, but we're gonna start to make it more challenging as we go along here, okay? And so, what I wanna do, I'm gonna place the stick right below my knee on my right leg, and I'm gonna have my left foot on the floor here. My hand is gonna be roughly about where my shoulder, or right over my shoulder, okay? I wanna keep this knee at 90 degrees. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna compress the stick. So I'm gonna drive this knee up and push the hand down towards that knee. I'm gonna drive with about 60% tension, and I wanna keep the ribs to my hips. So I'm gonna drop my ribs down, tuck my pelvis in. You should be feeling that core engage here, okay? We're gonna hold. In 3, 2, 1, and relax. Excellent. So now we're gonna make that harder by bringing this left leg out straight. So we're gonna split the hips even more, okay? Create much more of a challenge. I'm gonna bring this right knee back up. Keep this left leg on the floor, right? Now drive and compress that stick. Let's go about 70% tension. Remember, ribs to hips. Keep those ribs down to the floor. Pelvis is tucked. Hold. In 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Excellent. So now we're going to take it a step further, and we're going to lift this left leg as we're going through the activation on this right side here. Okay? So knee in the same position. Okay, hand up. I'm gonna lift my left leg up a bit. Now I'm gonna drive and compress. Compress that stick. Hold. 70% tension. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Excellent. Now we're gonna switch sides. So the reason why is the reason why I'm having you go through these progressions is it makes it more challenging as you go along, right? But it's also going to bring a lot more challenge to that core, how well you can control your ribs. So bring this left leg up in that same position, okay? Now we're going to drive, so compress the stick, hold. Remember, keep that rib cage down, hit pelvis tucked. Hold, keep compressing that stick, don't let off. Okay, should be at about 60% tension here. Hold, 3, 2, 1, ease off. Excellent. Now that right leg goes out straight. Okay, so as we lengthen those levers and make it more challenging, obviously you're gonna have to generate a lot more tension here. Okay, so we're gonna be at 70%. Left knee is up, arm straight, good, and compress that stick. Keep the rib cage down. Hold. In 3, 2, 1, ease off. Excellent. Now we're going to go to the final one where we lift that right leg up. Okay? So it's going to lift that right leg, bring that left knee up, and compress. Hold. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Excellent. So what we're going to do now, we're going to add in some active movement from that. Okay? So we're now going to actually go back to that right leg. Okay? I actually want you to have your hand above your head if possible, right? If you're getting a lot of back pain, or if you're noticing that it's a little bit too challenging to control your rib cage, just bring your hand back down to where you're either shoulder or chest level. So it's going to bring that hand up. We have this right leg up here, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get into a dead bug position, and I'm going to drive, compress that stick, and now I'm going to extend my arm and leg out, hold, back up, good. Keep compressing that stick, extend, back up, excellent. Let's go one more time, extend, back up, and relax. Good. Okay, now we're going to switch sides. Keep this left hand up, left knee up on the stick here. Get into that dead bug position, compress that stick, extend, back up, good, extend, up, last one, extend, back up, and relax. Whew, that was a challenge. So now, we're gonna sit up, and we're gonna get into a 90-90 position here, okay? So I'm actually gonna start with my left hip forward here, right hip back. So if you can't get to that 90-90 position, right, you can always do a shin box. Sorry, I'm cramping. And so, what I'm gonna do here, be in this 90-90 position, I'm gonna have the stick on the left side since I'm on my left hip here, okay? But what I wanna do is I wanna reach up to the top with my left hand, okay? Now from this position here, I just wanna generate some tension by driving both of my knees into the floor here, okay? So from this top position here, excuse me, I'm gonna drive both knees into the floor and drive the stick into the floor. I'm getting activation on this lateral side, getting activation of both hips, should be at about 50 to 60% tension. Hold, 3, 2, 1, ease off. Excellent. So we're gonna go back into activation again, but this time I'm gonna do a pull on the stick with my right hand, okay? So I'm gonna place my right hand across my body, roughly arm about 90 degrees. I wanna drive both knees into the floor, okay? I wanna drive the stick into the floor with my left hand, should be at 60% tension. I wanna pull while still driving both knees into the floor. You're gonna hold. 3, 2, 1, ease off. So we're gonna get quite a bit of challenge on that left hip, right oblique here. Now I'm gonna push, okay? So right hand is on the stick again. Drop both knees down. Drive that left hand down. Now I'm gonna push. And try to rotate into it a little bit. Get a right oblique active. Hold. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Good. Ease off. And excellent. Now we're going to switch sides here. Okay. So I'm going to bring my right hip forward. Try to get into that same position if possible. Okay. So now I'm going to place the side of the stick on the ground here. Okay. Left leg is forward. Now what I'm going to do from here, I'm going to do that same thing. I'm just going to go through those same bits of activation. I'm going to drive both knees down to the floor, drive the stick into the floor, hold. About 50 to 60% tension. Hold. 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Good. Now we're going to add in that pull with that left hand here. Okay. So from this position, okay, same thing. Drive both knees into the floor. My left hand is on the stick. Drive that right hand into the floor and pull that stick across your body. Hold. Make sure you breathe. In 3, 2, 1, ease off. Excellent. Now we're going to do the push here, okay? So keep that right hand up. Place the left hand on the stick here, okay? Now I'm gonna drive both knees into the floor, drive that right hand into the floor. Now push, rotate into it a bit. Hold. 3, 2, 1, ease off. And good. Okay, so I'm actually gonna switch sides again. We're gonna do another drill. Okay, so I'm gonna have my left hip forward. Okay, and so what I'm gonna do from here, I'm gonna have the stick on the left side of my body. And this is just gonna allow me to stay tall here, okay? But what I wanna do, I wanna try lifting my front leg. So this is gonna be really challenging. We're gonna get that adductor line working here, okay? So from here, I wanna drive both of my knees down, driving the stick into the floor, 60%. Now I'm gonna try to hover my knee and ankle off the floor. I'm gonna hold. 3, 2, 1, drag it back down. Good, okay? Let's go through 2 more here. So you're gonna notice you're gonna have to push this knee down quite a bit harder, okay? So same thing, drive both knees to the floor, drive the stick into the floor. Good, now lift that front knee. Hold, hold. 3, 2, 1, back down. Excellent. If you're cramping, do not be afraid to come out of this position, okay? One more time. Drop both knees down. Drive stick it to the floor, lift that front leg. Hold. 3, 2, 1, back down. And now we're gonna switch, okay? We're gonna right leg hip forward. So for me personally, when I do 90-90s, sometimes I'll stay on the same side. Sometimes I like to switch sides between drills, okay? So I'm gonna place the stick on my right side, up on my right hip here, okay? So same thing, okay? I'm gonna drive both knees down, drive the stick into the floor, lift that, try to lift, hold, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So what you'll see here is that I'm having a hard time on my right side, right? So that's gonna be normal. You can also grab the stick with this left hand here if need be. So drive the stick down, both knees down, lift that right knee, hold, 3, 2, 1, ease off. Good, let's go one last time here, okay? Good, drop both knees down, drop the stick into the floor, lift the right knee, right leg, hold, 3, 2, 1, and ease off, and relax, good. So now we're gonna come out of 90-90, and now we're gonna get into a hip hinging drill. So I'm gonna take my 2 longer sticks here, and I'm gonna use a rack, or a bottom of a rack as if it's the corner of a wall here. And so the objective with this is we're gonna try to load that posterior chain as much as we possibly can. So oftentimes we'll do single leg drills. This is gonna be a staggered RDL here, okay? And so I'm gonna place the bottoms of the sticks into the corner of the wall here, okay? Now, the grips are roughly about where my hips are, okay? And so I'm gonna grab the end of the sticks here, okay? And I'm gonna have my feet together. What I'm gonna do from here, I'm gonna place my right foot a couple inches behind my left foot, and I'm only on the toes. This is simply just for balance, okay? And what I really wanna do is I wanna try to actively grab the ground with my left foot. So I'm trying to grab with my toes, okay? I'm gonna shorten that foot a bit. Now what I'm gonna do from here, I'm gonna drive the sticks back into the corner of the wall here, okay? And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start to hinge my hips back. So driving those sticks back about 60% tension, and my hands are gonna be reaching out in front. I'm trying to load the hips, I'm gonna load the hamstring. Only go down as far as you can. hold. 3, 2, 1. Now as you come back up, I want you to try to squeeze that left glute forward into hip extension and release that tension. Okay? We're going to do 2 more here. So hands straight out, or arms straight out. Drive that stick into the wall behind us. Okay? I'm going to drive my hips back, slight bend to the knee. The knee is soft. Reach down as far as you comfortably can so you get a nice good stretch in that hamstring, left hamstring. Hold. Keep driving the stick back. Feel like you're loading those lats a little bit here. 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Squeeze that left glute. Get those hips into extension. And relax. We're going to do 1 more here, okay? Arms straight. Drive those sticks back behind us, okay? Start to hinge. Drive those hips back. Reach out with those hands. Get to that max range. Hold. Drive those sticks back. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Come up. Squeeze that left glute. Lock those hips to extension and ease off tension. Now we're going to switch sides. Okay? So now my right foot forward. Left foot is back. Okay? Same thing. Start from this top position. Drive those sticks back. Good, about 60% tension. Drive that right hip back. Go down till you get that stretch. Hold. So keep driving those sticks back behind you. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Squeeze that right glute. Lock those hips into extension. And ease off. Good. We've got 2 more here. Okay? Arms straight. Drive those sticks back. Drive those hips back. Hinge. Okay? Hold. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Back up. Squeeze those glutes and ease off. Okay, we got 1 more here. Okay? Arms straight. Drive those sticks back. Drive the right hips back. Reach out. Hold. Hold. Keep driving those sticks into the wall. 3, 2, 1. Back up. Squeeze that right glute. Lock those hips to extension. And relax. Awesome. Okay, so now that concludes the strength training portion. Now we're going to get into the deep fascial stretching. So we're going to work on opening up the hips a bit here, okay? And so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm still going to have my 2 6-footers here. We're going to start with almost like a standing straddle position. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to take a wide stance, only as wide as you can comfortably go, okay? You know, we're trying to stay out of pain here as much as possible, right? So what I want to do from here, I want to try to have my toes pointed forward if possible. If you need to have your toes angled out a little bit, please feel free to do so, okay? So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take the bottoms of the sticks, I'm going to angle them out really far in front of me, okay? And so what I'm going to do, the sticks are on my shoulders or on my chest in this case. But what I want to do from here, I'm going to place my hands on the sticks and I'm going to start to hinge and drive my hips back, reaching down towards the bottoms of the stick. Good. Once you get to that bottom range, you're going to hold. And then you're going to lightly press your hands down into the floor, creating a little bit of tension, right? You're getting a stretch in the hamstrings. You're going to get a little bit of a stretch in the adductors as well. Okay, just trying to open everything up a bit. Hold. Good. I'm going to come back up to that top position. Excellent. Okay. We're going to go into that again, and then we're going to start to angle the sticks out a little bit to try to get a little bit of a different angle. Okay. So same thing. Okay. Want to drive my hips back. Hinge. Reach down. Good. Hold. Make sure you breathe here. drive those sticks down into the floor a little bit. All right, press your hands down towards the floor. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Gonna come back up. Excellent. And so now I'm gonna take the bottoms of the sticks, I'm gonna angle them out roughly about 11 o'clock, okay? 11:10, depending on your flexibility. And so what I'm gonna do from here is we're gonna follow the same protocol, but this time my hips are gonna shift to the right a little bit more here, okay? And so from here, I'm gonna place both hands down on the stick, and I'm gonna start to reach toward the bottom of the stick, but I'm actually shifting my weight to my right, dropping into like a Cossack squat, reaching, hold, 3, 2, 1. Gonna come back up and come out of it, okay? We're gonna do one more, then we're gonna switch over to the other side here, okay? So from here, hands on the stick, and then I'm gonna reach down towards the bottom, lunge towards my right, hold, good, 3, 2, 1, come back up, excellent. Now I'm gonna go over to my right, okay? So I'll do that same thing, all right? From here, I'm gonna drop my hips back to my left, away from the sticks, reaching down, hold, good, 3, 2, 1, going to come back up, excellent. We're gonna do one more here, okay? Same thing. I'm gonna drop my hips away from the sticks, reaching down, hold, 3, 2, 1, back up, and excellent, okay? Now I'm gonna wiggle my feet in, little by little, okay? I'm gonna grab the pad. We're gonna go through some quick stretches of the hip flexor, open those tissues up a little bit, okay? So I'm gonna have my left knee down, right leg is forward. Okay, so what I'm gonna do from here, both sticks are going to be placed at in line with my toes, okay? So I'm gonna have my hands at roughly about shoulder height. My back foot, the top of my foot is flat to the floor, okay? Now I'm gonna do from here, I'm gonna drive both sticks down. I'm gonna drive the top of my foot into the floor, squeeze my left glute. Then I'm gonna shift my weight forward, my hips forward just a little bit. Really start to open up those hips here. I wanna hold this position. Make sure you breathe. 3, 2, 1. Good, going to come out. Excellent. Now I'm going to bring my right foot out diagonally, right? Start to open up that groin area a little bit. So same thing, I'm going to drive both sticks down, drive the top of my left foot into the floor, squeeze my left glute. Now I'm going to start to shift my weight towards that right leg. So I'm shifting that weight diagonally, okay? I'm going to hold. Good, and 3, 2, 1. Go to come out slowly and relax. And now we're going to switch sides. So like I said, I kind of wanted to quickly go through opening up that hip flexor area where most people are pretty tight here, okay? So sticks are in line with the toes, okay? Back foot is down, top of the foot is down, okay? First going to drive the sticks into the floor, 10 to 15%. Drive the top of my right foot into the floor, squeeze my right glute. Then I'm going to shift my hips forward just a little bit here. Okay, nothing too significant. Again, remember, we want to try to stay out of pain, right? I'm going to hold. Make sure you breathe. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and come out slowly. Ease off that tension. Now I'm going to bring that left foot out. Okay? Same thing. Drive the sticks into the floor. Drive that right foot into the floor. Squeeze that right glute. Shift your hips towards that left foot diagonally, okay? Hold. Good. 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Great, perfect. All right, so now I'm gonna move the pad to the side. Now we're gonna get into some double hangs here, okay? And so now we're gonna take the top, I'm gonna grip at the top of the sticks here, okay? We're just gonna go through some hangs, some double hangs with a little bit of rotation here. So what I want to do is I want to place my right foot forward. Now, in terms of where the bottoms of the sticks are, I typically like to keep them in line with my hips here, okay? So what we're going to do from here, right hand is up, my hands are up, okay? I'm taking a pretty big split. Left foot is back, right foot is forward. I'm going to drop down. All right, I'm going to hang, get a little bit of a stretch here. Now I'm going to activate by pushing the sticks into the ground lightly, activate the shoulder blades. Then I'm going to rotate to my right. Good. Rotate to my left. Good. To the right. Left. Good. Right. And left. Back to center. And come out. Excellent. Now we're going to switch sides, okay? Take that big of a split if you can, okay? Hands up top. I'm going to drop that right knee down. Left knee traps forward. Same thing. I'm going to activate by pushing the sticks to the ground lightly. Rotate to my left. Good. Now to the right. Try to keep those hips facing forward the best you can. Left. Right. Good. Left. And right. Back to center. And come out. Excellent. And so I'm going to place one stick down. Going to finish off with a little bit of bow and arrow real quick. Okay. So I'm going to have my feet hip width, toes are pointed forward, okay? I'm going to take my left hand, place it up over the top with my thumb facing down, the sticks on my right side of my body, okay? I'm going to drive my hips away. I'm going to extend those hands out. Really try to drive the stick away from your hips, okay? Keep your hips facing forward the best you can. Hold. 3, 2, 1, back in. Excellent. Okay, we're gonna do that one more time and then we'll switch sides. So left hand is up over the top, thumb facing down toward the floor. Right hand is about where hip level is, maybe a little higher. Drive the hips away from the stick first, then extend those hands out. Hold. Good. And 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Good. Let's go to switch sides here. Okay, sticks on the left side of the body. Remember, the distance of where the stick is from your midfoot is always going to depend on your flexibility, right? The closer it is to your body, the more strength it requires, the more of a stretch it will get. So, feet are facing forward, roughly about hip width apart. Left hand is on the stick, okay, right about where the sticker is. Right hand reaches up over the top, thumb facing down towards the floor. Drive your hips away from the stick and extend those hands out. Hold. Make sure you breathe. Get a really big stretch in that lateral chain here. 3, 2, 1, back in. Excellent. Let's go one more time here, okay? First, drive the hips away from the stick, okay? Now extend those hands out. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. And excellent. And that concludes today's live stick mobility class. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope everybody had a good class, and happy Thursday. Hope to catch you guys next time. All right.